balls and all of that. The next day, then they'll go into, so that's the power and long toss day. The next day, they'll probably move it into about 100, still do the pre's, and then they still do their drills, and you can read all the drills that we do there. I'm not going to go through all of those, but there's a lot, towel drills, wrist throws, standing up, flat throws, standing opposite throws, excuse me for the misspelled words there, rocker throws. This is one called the 3/4 leg lift drill, a small box. We put a box on and we make sure that they're setting their hips and setting their front side. So we will do that. The walking leg lift drill is very common. We'll do that. I've been doing that for about 20 years, and it's really gotten really popular in the last few years. So it's been kind of exciting to see that drill has really taken on. And we were just trying to help a pitcher. I saw it from a UAB pitching coach 20 something years ago, it seemed like. And all it is was just trying to help that pitcher load correctly. So that's called the walking leg lift drill. The other one's called the front leg stick it and hang drill. So you stick that front leg, you're powering down, making sure that stride is good. You stick that front leg, and then you hang over that front side. I can't do it right here, but I can demonstrate it one day. Then we go into the flat ground sequence and all of that. Now, okay, so for example, Monday we do the power days. Tuesday, is you're still doing flat grounds after they throw. 15 pitch flat ground, no matter what. That's non-negotiable. They still throwing. So what does it do? Even if they do the mat drill and all those, they're still throwing. Now Wednesday is going to be it depends on where they're at. Usually, if it was right now or a few weeks ago, because we've been going at it for 4 or 5 weeks, this would be a 60-foot pin of a 25 to 30 pitch. And if not, it'd be a short box. So let's say, and so Wednesday's usually a pin. Thursday is usually we like for the pin and when they pitch to be about 48 hours. Some coaches like it 72. I just like dirt under. I always say it, dirt under the feet. Man, I just think guys need to be throwing, and guys aren't used to throwing like this. Not because with the pitching staff, you get guys all over the spectrum. So I know I'm kind of rambling a little bit. I don't know if all of this will kind of share that, but it will kind of give you an idea of what we're wanting to do every single day. For example, Monday is power long toss day. Tuesday is they still doing flat grounds after all their pre's and after all their drills. And they could do a short box on that day. Wednesday's going to be a 60-foot pin, 25 to 30 pitch pin. And we have sequences on that. We don't have to go into details on that, but it's very detailed. We chart the pins. We make it as game-like as possible. The reason for that, short boxes we don't, and flat ground we don't. Flat ground and short boxes, we're setting the delivery. And when they get on the mound, we want it to be as game-like as possible. So we chart. They're accountable for pitches that they miss and those type of things. It's very designed. It's we can always get better at it, but I feel very, very good about what we do on those pins. It's kind of evolved throughout the years. I talked with a lot of instructors throughout the years, a lot of around Central Arkansas, a lot of pitching coaches in D1 and professional ball. We just always share information. And, we want to continue to allow our pitchers, especially this generation of pitchers, to be the best they can. Then you also will see the post-session recovery. By the way, so after they do their bullpen on the Wednesday, Thursday is they can do 90-foot throws after their drills, after their pre's and all that. All of that's the same. And then when they get to their drills, definitely all the drills stay the same. And then when they're throwing, they can do a short box if they want to, or they can definitely do flat ground. And then that next day, the Friday, would be throwing. They'd be throwing in the game. Now, fall, we really don't. We built guys up. We'd start off with 20, 25 pitches, and then each week we would add about 10 pitches. We really didn't want pitchers going when they were really good and loose in the fall. We didn't really want them, and in shape, we didn't really want them going more than 75. So most pitchers would pitch 1 to 3 innings every inter squad a piece. So I felt good about that. That way we're still saving them. They're still getting good work, but we're not overusing them. Let me take this moment real quick and kind of tell you about something about overusage that I talked with 2 doctors from New Orleans. They're orthopedic surgeons, and one played professional baseball, and he hurt his elbow, and and that's what got him motivated in kind of researching. They've done a study with kids that were 10 to 14 and 15 years old. This study came back that 65% of those that were playing showcase ball, travel ball, or whatever, 65%, maybe close to 68%, already had not micro tears in their ligaments, elbow, in their ulnar collateral ligament area, and also in their rotator cuff area, but they had a little bit more than what we would call small tears. So what does that mean? That means overusage continues. If overusage continues to happen, the tears are going to get worse and worse and worse. So my question to them, I said, well, as a college pitching coach, we're already getting a very high percentage of players that already have tears in their ligaments. And the answer was absolutely. And I said, well, how can we reduce that? Because it's just common sense. It's just a matter of time. So on that note is that the pitching coach, the college or professional pitching coach, has to battle with overusage, not to overuse, to make sure that they get enough active rest, make sure that their routines that's helping them, and not because it's just a matter of time for some. They've been playing since they're 6, 7, really 8 years old, playing maybe year round, and these tears are happening and happening and happening, and they're not given enough time to really heal. And so therefore, it's there. Now every time we throw, we get micro tears, no doubt about it. Then the flush, the natural flush, the healing takes place, and all of that. The thing that we want to watch out for is just make sure that we don't get any tears, and just it gets worse and worse. And so that's what we're kind of dealing with, and especially me as a pitching coach, is I want to make sure that we're protecting them at all costs, that their delivery, that we're keeping everything off, that their mechanics are good, so therefore they're not putting added stress on their arm. And then also we're building them up and getting them stronger, but at the same time not to negatively overuse them. So that's just something we're always dealing with. That's just something that's always on my mind. So we're trying to design this to really keep them, number one, effective, efficient, and that's and longevity. And I think that these will. So I'm still on pre, pro, and post session. You can kind of see what we do on our post session. That's our recovery. That's our recovery session. And our recovery session is what it talks about. So it's 20 to 30 minutes. I mean, this is a long day for a pitcher, isn't it? So they're doing everything. Most pitchers are out there, man, if it's not an hour and a half, it's probably 2 hours. And then we didn't even get into PFPs. We didn't get into pickoffs. We didn't get into the other defensive part of pitching, our team defense or whatever. So it's really a lot that pitchers go through, especially at this level, and we enjoy it very, very much. But you have the rebounders or decelerating trampolines. Some like them, some don't. We like it. Coach Brister likes it, being a doctor in kinesiology, because what that does is that helps and strengthens the labrum, which we see a lot of labrum tears at the college level. We may do Mediball slams, and we'll do crossover symmetry. That's another band, labrum exercise band system that we use, that we always are doing our ab routines, which is very extensive. You'll see that. And then they have their conditioning. We just don't run long to run long. We do different things. We do sprints, strides, powers. We'll run long. We'll do cardio, and then we'll do anaerobic as well. So, because that's what pitching is too. So, we do all of that as well.